Hey, what's going on YouTube? I just finished playing the Black Ops 6 beta for the past 2 weeks, and in this video, I'm going to discuss what I liked about it and what I didn't like about it. You might be wondering, why is a small YouTuber like you even bothering to make this video? Well, handsome stranger, I'm glad you asked. And that's cause I'm going to be honest and tell you what I really think of the game. Most of the large YouTubers just praise the game because Activision flies them out every year and pays them to playtest the games. Which, by the way, further incentivizes those same people to just say positive things so they can get an invite the next year and have exclusive access for that sweet, sweet video because no one else can play the game. That being said, there are a few things I did actually enjoy about the game, but unfortunately, I think the game has more problems than what can be fixed in the next month. But I will be providing timestamps and chapters in this video, so feel free to skip around to where you would like to. So let's get started off with what I did enjoy about the game. The menu. The devs listened to the community on this one. The menu that was implemented in this beta is simple and it doesn't require a ton of scrolling like the last few games have. I really think they dialed it in and they did a good job. They deserve some props. The next thing I enjoyed that they did is the training grounds. I really think the training ground is a nice addition to the game that allows new and experienced players to just practice their movement and do some target practice. So wait, I did say I liked some stuff about the game, right? Okay, yeah I did, cool. Alright, so strap in, let's talk about the negatives. You might want to pause the video here and get a snack because there's quite a few of these. So starting off with what I didn't like from the beta is the maps. The flow and the balance of the maps just is not great in this game. The maps don't feel right, the spawns are just all over the place, and I have a feeling that since this is the beta, they likely showed us their best offerings, and if that is the case, I'm very afraid for the future of this game. All of the maps kind of just feel too small. There's really little to no strategy to them. They just lack something. They lack... I mean, dare I say they feel AI generated? I just have a hard time believing that this game came from the same devs that gave us maps like Raid, Hijacked, and Evac. I mean, love or hate Modern Warfare 3, the maps in there are fantastic and memorable. They offer routes that have a lot of cover, and they also have open lanes for snipers and ARs. Think about Skid Row, Greece, or Rio. They're all great maps and you can play however you see fit. The problem with Black Ops 6 is that the maps have bad flow and they force you to either camp or rush into a choke point and die. There's also the frequent occurrences of enemies spawning directly on top of you or very close to you. Couple this with how small the maps in the beta are, and the game becomes a chaotic mess very quickly. None of the maps I played in this beta are really memorable at all. I honestly think that the devs put little to no effort in the multiplayer because they're so focused on selling bundles and on Warzone. It really is a shame to see what's happened to multiplayer. My next gripe with this beta is the skill-based matchmaking. Now, the SBMM in this game, or at least in the beta, was absolutely cranked. It was brutal. And no, I'm not talking about all those lobbies that your favorite YouTubers who like reverse boost and VPN get. I'm talking about the real lobbies that people like you and I play in. You know, I would consider myself an average or slightly above average player. My KD on Modern Warfare 3 is a 2.5, and in this game I think it's like a 2.01. And to be honest, my lobbies are just not enjoyable. When I solo queue, I'm going against 6 stacks, and I'm expected to carry 5 people that literally don't go positive. I'm the only one going positive. And when I play with my buddy, after, 3 or 4 games, he'll get off, and then the next day he'll say, I kind of enjoy my lobbies more. They're more chill. Well, I don't blame him for that. So next up is the audio. I definitely think the audio needs a lot of work in this game. It kind of almost seems cheap, like a game from 10 years ago. I can definitely hear the enemy footsteps, but I can't always tell where they're coming from. It's really hard to explain, it's just very muddy. The next thing in the beta I didn't really like was the movement. I feel like Treyarch actually nerfed the movement overall under the guise of this new Omni movement system, which was, supposed to make the game so fast and so cool. But let's look at what actually happened to movement. They made sprint out times longer. They added a lot of bobbing and inaccuracy when you jump shot. They reduced player movement speed across the board. They added penalties for sliding and jumping too often. And I just don't know how to say it, but Modern Warfare 3 just feels a lot tighter. Next, let's talk about the elephant in the room, which the aim assist nerf. We all knew this was coming eventually, but in my opinion it was implemented very poorly in this beta. I find myself often gaining or losing aim assist mid-fight. Now, if you don't play on a controller and you're a mouse and keyboard user, imagine your DPI doubling in the middle of a fight. It's very clunky and it messes with your muscle memory. I personally would have preferred to see a gradual decrease as they get closer rather than having the aim assist drop off 100%. The next and final point, well, actually I probably could make a lot more points, but I don't want this video to be an hour and I'm sure you don't want it to be either. Let's talk about the lag. So the first week didn't seem great. It wasn't awful either, but they must have patched it or something, because in the second weekend, I just was getting constant packet burst. I have 1 gigabit internet and it sure didn't feel like it. The desync was just out of control. I honestly haven't had the feeling of shoot first, die first all the time, in many years on COD, but I was getting that feeling a lot on this beta. It honestly felt a lot like X-Defiant in the sense that I was dying a lot around walls, behind cover, things that shouldn't be penetrable, and I really think that was the desync happening. And even though the lag was bad on Modern Warfare 3, this is a brand new game that apparently took years to develop. I would have thought that having this much packet burst and desync would have been on the top of their list of things to not have in the beta, but lo and behold, we had it, so that's just really bad optics. Anyways, to wrap it up, I'm really on the fence about this game. I'm not sure if I'm going to buy it. Let me know down in the comments if you enjoyed the beta and if you will be buying it, and hit me up if you want to play together sometime. If you stuck around this long, you're a real one, and I really appreciate you. Thanks for checking it out. I'll see you in the next one.